welcome again to another episode of the Consistency Queen. Thank you so much for hopping on and having either watching or listening to this somewhere around the world. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having an excellent week. Today, I want to talk to you about what it actually takes to become consistent. You see, this is something that I absolutely believe in, and I get asked this question quite a fair bit. And I just wanted to break it down into 6 key areas that you need to look at to be able to help you to become consistent. Because consistency is more than just the act of doing something on a regular basis. It's actually about embodying the thing that you're actually doing because you want to achieve the result. So where I want to begin with this is you need to understand that the version that you're in, that you are at right now, is not the version that's going to help you to achieve the result that you want. In order for you to achieve the results, you need to start identifying the things that you need to do to achieve the results. But more than that, they almost need to be done second nature, still with intention, still with energy behind it. But there has to be a shift where it becomes a part of you, where you appreciate that you are doing this and it's a part of who you are. And more than just the activity itself, it extends to like your thoughts, your behaviors, how you feel your body, how you think, your morning routine and evening routine. These all form part of behaviors that will help you to become that next level version. But the key thing is that you do it every day. And so where I want to begin is I need you to appreciate the fact that for people to achieve what they want to achieve, they need to really buy in to their vision. When I say vision, I don't just mean like what it is that you want to achieve in this lifetime. More or less, I'm referring to what is it that they see in their mind when they've achieved that thing, whatever it is. What do they see? What do they recognize as achieving the result? When they see themselves achieving the result, what do they actually see? And so when you see your vision and you see it in your mind's eye, what do you actually see? Because that's going to give you a very good indication of the kind of person you need to evolve into. Because if you're not sure, then you really need to do some digging. And that could be the reason why you haven't established any form of consistency, because you're really not sure how you need to move. What do you need to do? Once you identify who you need to become, it then becomes a little bit more clear about what it is that you need to do in terms of activities and habits and thoughts and processes. So knowing what your vision is, knowing what it is that you want to achieve, what you see in your mind's eye, how you see yourself is step number 1. Have you got a clear vision of what it is that you want to achieve and who you need to become? And if you're not sure, a really good way of understanding who you need to become is if you have a result in mind and you know there are other people that have achieved this same thing, ask them. What are their habits? What are their routines? How did they become this version? Was there any particular book? Was there any particular course? That's going to give you an idea of the action they took to become that version. And that's going to give you a really good starting point of where to move from here, from where you are right now. Number 2 is once you get a really good, clear understanding of who you need to become in terms of your vision, then you can get a good understanding of what you need to do every single day, the activities. And obviously you can't do all things because you'll go into overwhelm and you will do nothing because it's just too much to handle. And typically 1 or 2 things is more than enough for your conscious, your subconscious, your mindset, your thoughts can handle. And I think that's a really good way of starting, is just to pick 1 or 2 things in terms of habits and maybe even some thoughts or changing your nutrition, anything like that. You start off with a couple of things and then just commit to doing that thing every single day. Number 3, determine who you need to become. I know I mentioned this in terms of your vision, but in terms of you, how do you see yourself being that person? Because I even write about it, like the version that is speaking on stages and wearing a power suit and, maybe 10 kilos lighter, and I'm charting a plane and just giving back and drawing up checks of $25,000 a month. And so when I understand the person that I need to become, I really get clear on the fact that I need to show up every day to become that version. I get excited. I get excited by knowing who I'm becoming because, once upon a time, I really didn't dream big or think big or thought that I was meant for anything. But when you really get connected to who you're becoming and you start understanding that it's a done deal and you're just learning every single day as you move towards that version, success is inevitable. You really need to believe that that version is already inside of you. And once you understand who it is that you're going to evolve into, like, you become obsessed with getting better every day. It's an incredible shift. And I truly hope this for you, because once you start establishing the behaviors, the thoughts, how you dress, how you show up, your energy, it's just a feeling I can't describe, because you look for any opportunity to just get that 1% edge every single day. It's almost like an obsession, but it's a healthy obsession. It's a good obsession, because I'm here to do good in the world. And, there are some people that are going to be meant for you, and there's some activities and where you are, all of that. It's all learning. For me, everything that I experience every single day is information on how I move next. And when you start understanding that you are being fed information from the universe, from God, every single day to be able to help you to move it further along in your journey, your shift is really, really profound. It really, really is. Number 4, once you start doing the activities every day, it's all about embodying those habits. Now, let me tell you, there are habits that you need to add in, but just as important, and there are habits that you will need to remove, because it's those habits that you need to remove. And it could be something as simple as snacking that is keeping you where you are. So once you start embracing the fact that this is what you need to do and this is how you need to move in terms of habits, it is uncomfortable in the very beginning, but it can be done. Okay, it totally can be done. And so remember that not only is it important to establish good habits that are in alignment with where you want to go, just as important is to remove those that have held you back. And if you really get clear on who you need to become, identifying those habits that you need to remove is very, very apparent to you. So pay attention to not only the people that have achieved what you want to achieve, right? And seeing how they show up. Audit yourself. Like, what are some things that that are, if you want to, for example, achieve 7 figures, what is something that a 7-figure earner would not do, or would not think, or would not respond, or would react? Would someone, that's abundant in nature respond this way? Would someone who has, who's in gratitude and, is living their purpose, would they show up like this? Would they dress this way? Would they have, their environment this way? Would they surround themselves with people that like you are right now? And so you need to ask yourself those hard questions, those difficult questions, because they will make a huge difference in your journey. Number 5, you need to make sure that your activity is in alignment with who you want to become and what you want to achieve. Oftentimes, people mistake busy as being intentional with the activity, and that is so not true. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're doing the activity that you should be doing. So make sure that you get clear on what it is that you need to do to be able to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, and that you only stick with those things. Like, focus on one strategy and keep going until you get there. Number 6, make sure, and this is the last one, make sure that you work on your mindset, your physical self, your energy, and your thoughts, what you think about every day. every single day. Your mindset in terms of understanding that the things that are happening around you and every single day are aiding you and giving you information that you need to help you move further along. But you can't get to this level of mindset unless you do some deep intentional work on yourself. And more than just limiting beliefs, it's also about programming that brings up emotion, whether you're reactionary, etc. All of that is stuff that you need to be working on every single day. Okay, coupled with that is your physical self, how you're looking after yourself, how you're fueling yourself, hydrating yourself, actively resting as well. This is all really important. And how you set yourself up to be in peak state every single day. This is super important because, for you to attract the right people to lock arms with in your business, you need to show up in a high energetic state. You need to show up in a way that's going to bring out the best in people. And so for you to do that, you need to be at a high vibrational state as well. Number 3 out of number 6 is your energy. So how are you showing up energetically? Because, when you are full of energy and passionate and you love what you do, it comes out. You can see it in someone's eyes. You can see it in their face. But if you're someone that is just negative and just like constantly feels like the world's against you and victim mindset, that will show up too, and you will attract more of that. So your energy has to be in alignment with the version that you want to become. And a big part of your energetic state is who you surround yourself with every day, what you give focus to, what are you consuming every day by the way of content. All of this affects your energetic state. And you need to pay real, hardcore attention to this, because you can do all the things. You can do all the strategy. You can implement all the activity that you want. But if your environment doesn't support who you want to become, unfortunately, you will stay where you are. And so environment is stronger than willpower. You need to understand that this will 100% kick you out of the game if you don't make the necessary shifts and adjustments. And if you don't work on this every single day. It's so fun and important to meet new people every day and cultivate friendships and relationships. But do not be afraid to subtract where necessary. Do not be afraid to remove people that will just constantly like be energy zappers, or just are just not good for your journey. And as difficult as that is, you'll understand that it's necessary for your elevation. Okay. And the last thing is your thoughts. So many times I hear about people just having being in this repetitive cycle. And, I've been there too, but only when I started controlling my thoughts and getting it to a point where you are in the current state and recognizing when you are starting to default to past behavior and things that you don't want to do anymore or think anymore, that when you become aware of that and you can change your state, it's a powerful way to live, because you then find yourself in a situation where you are creating in the now, you are creating in the present. And that's where you want to get to, is where you harness your thoughts so much that you don't entertain anything that is not serving you or not pushing you along to where you want to go invariably. So you need to monitor your thoughts, and especially what you say to yourself, because you are your biggest audience, you're your biggest cheerleader, and you can be your best advocate, but you can also be your worst enemy. And so how you speak to yourself first and foremost will drastically shift you in terms of mindset, energy, and your physical state. So it's always important that you are your best cheerleader. Equally as important is, in terms of thoughts, is to not entertain anything that you don't want to manifest into reality. Because the more that you give that energy and constantly give that focus, the more that it'll present over and over again. And so developing consistency is more than just doing the activity in itself. It's about who you become. It's about what you're prepared to let go of, and it's about what you're prepared to embody in terms of yourself, to be able to then give yourself every opportunity to succeed. But the important piece in all of this is that you do this every single day. And this is the bit that people fail to understand is the everyday piece, because it's only through showing up every single day is that the efforts will stack on one after the other, day after day, year upon year, month upon month. Consistency is not built on every now and then show up. It's built on every single day compounding efforts. And so once your efforts compound, you start experiencing the acceleration. And that's the potential of consistency. When you understand that by you becoming consistent, you can achieve such huge accelerations and momentum in your life. And you understand that you can just start from here and have a radically different life in 12 months. You probably won't skip a day if you really, really want to change your life. But that I can leave for another episode about how you can change your life in as little as 6 months simply by focusing on some key things. I can't guarantee results, but I can definitely tell you that it can be done. So I hope you found this valuable. Know that all things are possible, and know that you have totally got everything that you need inside of you right now to succeed and achieve all the things that you want. I hope this episode has served you. And of course, if you want to connect with me, please feel free to drop me an email, queenie@elsamorgan.com. If you're curious at all about locking arms with me and how I help women, thousands and thousands of women, to be able to achieve their personal breakthroughs, best months ever, and achieve goals that once upon a time they thought it was impossible, please feel free to hop onto my website, elsamorgan.com, and you can drop an inquiry, and I always answer my emails personally. So I look forward to sharing some more information on the next episode, and I thank you so much for being a part of the Consistency Queen. Take care.
The Consistency Queen, brought to you by the Queenie Effect and the Tech Company. For coaching options, please visit elsamorgan.com.